The Indian Navy has commissioned Androth, the second anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft, during a ceremonial event at the naval dockyard in Visakhapatnam. Named after an island in the pristine Lakshadweep, it signals India's determined response to an evolving underwater threat where silence beneath the waves can mean difference between national security and vulnerability. Androth's tech space, tech capacity and capabilities are very, very impressive. At 77.6 meter length and weighing over 1,490 tons, Androth is among the largest Indian warships powered by a diesel engine-waterjet combination. The waterjet propulsion system provides exceptional maneuverability, and that too in shallow waters, a crucial advantage when tracking submarine in coastal areas where traditional propellers might be less effective. It boasts lightweight torpedoes, indigenous anti-submarine warfare rockets, anti-torpedo decoys, and mine-laying capabilities. Androth's induction could not have been timed better. The Indian Ocean, once considered Indian Navy's strategic backyard, now witnesses increased Chinese naval presence, including submarine deployments. Pakistan's expanding submarine fleet, aided by Chinese technology and financing, poses a threat to India's western seabed. Pakistan is strengthening its submarine fleet with 8 new Chinese Hangar-class submarines. China's navy could become the world's largest maritime force with over 370 vessels. In such a scenario, India faces unprecedented challenges. The shallow coastal waters, once considered natural barriers, have become contested spaces where modern submarines can lurk undetected, threatening merchant shipping, naval assets, and coastal installations. Androth's commissioning in the Indian Navy marks the country's push towards indigenization and enhancement of the defense capabilities. Androth is built by Kolkata-based Garden Reach shipbuilders and engineers. It has over 80% of the materials developed indigenously in the country. Androth joins the recent induction of Arnala, Nistar, Udayguri and Nilgiri in the Indian Navy, becoming a part of the military's growth across maritime operations. Recently, several state-of-the-art warships have joined Indian Navy, and this induction is part of the larger fleet and momentum towards building its maritime strength. Navy plans to induct 16 anti-submarine warfare vessels at a total cost of 13,000 crore. Now, let me straight away introduce my guest. I am joined by Vice Admiral retired K.N. Sushil, former CNC Southern Naval Command, and Group Captain retired V.N. Jha, former Joint Director DRDO. Let me straight away go to Vice Admiral Sushil. Sir, can you please decode it for us as to why this technology is path-breaking and this particular vessel is need of an hour?
Anti-submarine warfare over the past years has been growing in importance. Earlier, it was just an adjunct to the normal naval operations, but no more. Submarines are all pervasive and they're all over, and they can operate anywhere. Shallow waters offers great challenges. One, it is difficult for the submarine itself to operate there because you effectively deny the third dimension of depth. There are other traffic congestions there like fishing boats, etc. So navigationally it is hazardous. But yet shallow waters are an important point because that is the focal point where the own shipping are likely to converge, and therefore very, very vulnerable areas, and therefore it is mandatory for submarines to operate there. To detect a submarine in shallow waters becomes much more difficult for various reasons. Sonar theory goes on and on about various problems which you face in shallow waters. But what is interesting is that over the past so many years, India has developed its sonar capability to a very, very sophisticated level. And that is why this ship, brings that force into it. And our indigenous sonar is one of the greatest success stories we have. So shallow water capable anti-submarine vessels are vital for various reasons. One is, preventing submarines from operating in our own shallow waters, and giving us the protection, and also to give escort to other vessels which leave the shallow water and go into the deep areas. Like, for example, a nuclear submarine proceeding on petrol needs to be escorted out before she is able to dive and go on her own. So these are the various roles which the shallow water craft, ASW craft, have in them.
Okay. Let me go across to Mr. Jha. Mr. Jha, are we saying that the shallow water operations have become very, very important, and the entire space which was not important 50, 60 years ago has assumed greater importance because of leap in the technologies?
Very good evening, Karthik. This is the golden period of Indian Navy. That's what, in short, I can call it. Today we are so proud that India, of its own specifications of the Naval Design Bureau, is designing and manufacturing the combat ships, be it aircraft carrier, be it submarine, both conventional as well as nuclear, be it anti-submarine warfare, both deep water and shallow water, be it anti-ballistic missiles as well as the deep vessel killing or the warfare, be it standard or stealth vessels, be it slow range or long range torpedoes, be it various configuration of ships. You can name anything. The entire gamut of the operations that is on the horizon for the Navy, it is being designed by the Naval Design Bureau that every Indian should be proud of. I suppose even Admiral, I think, was part of it sometime somewhere. And this is all made in India. And the small startups, they are taking the lead into this. In the aircraft carrier, there were about 450 odd startups. In this particular the shallow water submarine, the ship that we are talking of, even in this, there are 100 odd startups which are making the systems, subsystems, and many other things.